Guilty. Of being distracted while driving. Guilty of looking at the phone. Even if I'm not holding it, it could be just anywhere. Even if it's on one of those holders, whatever you call it, once you buy and you just, stick to the dashboard. And let something pop up, like a text or it be a call or whatever, and I'm looking to see what that is. I'm still distracted. My eyes are off the road. Guilty. There's no sugarcoating it. There's no rationalizing it, that I'm not holding it still. I'm distracted. I'm not watching right. Guilty. Because I actually, what is this? 2026? 2024, I believe it was. I met a beautiful young lady who shared her story that she was, I believe, trying out a friend's skateboard, and she slipped, I believe, and someone that was not paying attention, that was on the phone, hit her. Which resulted in her brain injury. And I think the person was holding the phone. I think they were texting. I'm not exactly sure. So I'm like, okay, Lord, do not hold your phone, right? Don't be distracted. This is a wake-up call, because I justified it before, like, oh, I can watch, the road, and, maybe glance down for a second. It only takes a second, not even that, for an accident to occur and for someone's life to be changed forever. This little girl's life was changed forever. That split second that someone was looking down for however long, right? I remember thinking, rationalizing it still, or justifying it in my mind. Oh, I'm on the highway now. I'm not like in a neighborhood. So if I look for a second, if I'm just, I'm good, right? There isn't going to be anybody out here other than cars, right? But, I'm thinking children on the road, or people, pedestrian traffic. So this is what I'm thinking. Then I'm driving in the lane next to the emergency lane. And this man on the highway, he's right there in that lane. This is a sensitive space, so I can't say what he did. But I had to switch lanes to avoid him for whatever he was going through at that moment. He was right there on the line. Like, okay, Lord. Oh. These are trying times. And it's like being alert for those who are to not just say it directly, who are fainting or growing very weary and weak, right? So that was one time that someone was right there on the edge there. And then another time, maybe a year after that, because I'm guilty of when things are fresh, I'm like, okay, it's there. I'm motivated, right? And as time, passes, do I lose that? Do I become forgetful of the promises I made in my heart to that little girl, to that young woman now, to myself, to God, to never do that again, right? To always pay attention. Why? So then another guy on the expressway is right there, not even in the emergency lane, but like right there on the edge. So if I'm distracted for a minute, and you know how just for that second you can kind of, if you're not paying attention, an inch doesn't even take that, right? A foot, if you're not paying attention, if I'm not paying attention, rather, this is me. I'm guilty of forgetting my promises, my commitment, right? Do I need to post it somewhere? Don't do this, right? Don't look down, don't look over. So definitely you don't want to hold it, Cherise, right? I think in some states, I don't know, because when you're in different states, it says this is it's against the law. Oh, this is like a hands-free or I don't know state. So it's against the law to hold your phone, right? Okay. So I guess in others it may be. I don't know why it's not across the board, really, right? Like some states, if you don't move over, if you see a patrol car or an accident or something, and you don't try to get over from that, that lane, that last lane on the right, then that's a ticket. I don't know if that's everywhere, but you have to move over to the left, right? And then come back once you pass that, that car. So I had a conversation with a fine gentleman. And it reminded me of my failed commitment to not look, right? But I felt, honestly, that as if I was looking at a radio station, or if I was scanning, rather, searching for a song, it was along those lines, right? If I was touching, looking for a map of something, whatever that display is, whatever I'm doing, music search, address, whatever, my eyes are not focusing on the road to my left, to my right, the mirrors, because I'm looking at that display, which is legal, right? I'm touching that. What is the difference in touching that and touching a phone screen? What's the difference? But in my mind, that's what I thought. Well, it's a second that I'm adjusting something, or that GPS built into the car, or the songs, you can tap those. That's touch screen. But if you're tapping your phone, it's against the law, right? Or if you're holding it. So Spirit has convicted me. And I'm grateful for that. So getting to the man's testimony, the gentleman's testimony of how far he's come, because a distracted driver took the life of a 5-year-old and a woman that was pregnant. 3 lives. On this road that we were on. They were on the phone. And I know I've glanced over and seen people just like stopped as well, like myself. Say I'm eating. I'm convicted as well because I have to look down and pick up that food, right? I'm still distracted. Whenever I'm looking down and not out, period, is a distraction. The wheel is not on the passenger seat, right? So my hands are in position. My eyes should be through the windows, the mirrors, my surroundings, not what's inside the car. That should be under control, right? So, hands on the wheel, eyes on the road. And I keep saying that so that hopefully it stays with me, because now there is someone who has gone through hell to get to where he is now, because of someone that could have been me on the phone. Accountable for 3 lives. 2 and 1 unborn.